Hi there, Bob. Thank you. And hi, everybody. Tracy, I loved your share, and Gina, your share. And I've just got to go back to Dwayne. What came to me was all the talk about the music and the appropriateness of it is that song from everybody on here should be old enough to remember. Music is the universal language and love is the key. Those lyrics, because music is a universal language. And what we have here, the love, is the key. And that ties into how Limbic Arc works in our system too. I think, judging by all the things going on in our world with everything right now, everybody is so loaded up and so toxic with anger and hate and frustration and self-pity. There is a lot going on, and it comes out in the form of anger. And this is so minute right now, this group, compared to what it will be. And it is very grassroots, but the foundation will always be that music is the universal language and love is the key. So thank you for that, Dwayne. It was beautiful. Gosh, Bob, you hit on it really. Health and wellness has been my thing since I was little, and Tracy just touched on that imperative part of each of our lives, bringing up the things that are hidden, the things that are locked in, even though we've dealt with them for years and had experiences releasing some. This morning as I was writing, for those of you who don't know, I work in the field of personal development. And in that, there is a lot of reflection, a lot of education that helps bring up things that need to be released, things that can change our lives, move our lives forward, get us unstuck. And combining that field with this field, the field of the 0 point field energy, going back to that space and beginning to allow the dots to be connected and the stuff to come up, it sets us on such a place of possibility that it's hard to put into words, because it brings us back to where we were meant to be. And when you can come back to that 0 point field where everything is set right, and understand how to attract what it is that you are looking for, what you were designed for. Dwayne, clearly you are designed for creativity, for an artistic expression in that charcoal, in your music, in that painting that you have on that board up there. All of these things are an expression of you. And most of us, I would dare say, are so busy surviving that we don't really even begin to understand our giftings unless somebody else helps us to find it. So that brings me to what I love about Limbic Arc. Besides the fact that I find new boosts in here that speak to me all the time. The pain was the latest one when my body was out this last week. Usually it's ibuprofen and the chiropractor. And I thought, oh, what do I have to lose? And I put on pain. And I didn't, it's like you don't want to let go of some of the other boosts, so it's hard to make that decision. But I put on pain, and I could not believe within that 30 minutes to an hour, no more ibuprofen needed. We even went to the chiropractor on Saturday, and I didn't get adjusted. Doug did. I said, I'm fine. I'm good. I could just feel that things had been given the opportunity to settle back down because I wasn't in that tense space with the pain. So when I have begun to be able to release the different things in my body, I have these little aha moments. Now, I was drawn into this because Bob said, found something you might be interested in. I thought, okay, I like Bob, I'll listen. And then I heard different testimonies, and I heard Dwayne. And one of the things Dwayne had said was about mental cognition. And I have always been quick, sharp, just haven't had to think about it, sometimes too sharp for my own good. And when I also am pretty active, and I had hurt my shoulder and my knee all within, 7 days of each other, a couple of years ago, and ended up having surgery on both at the same time. And so when I had surgery, during the surgery, they also fractured a rib with the stuff that they use to hold you in place while they're flipping you all over. So I had this season of a few months where it was awful, super awful. And one of the most awful parts about it weren't any of the breaks. It was that anesthetic combo they gave me, just torqued with my mind. I told them in advance, I'm extremely sensitive to stuff. They must have doubled it. And I was sick from it. And the mental, I could remember, I was so blank sometimes mentally. And I heard about, the possible side effects of the cocktail they put me on. So Dwayne, when he was talking about the mental recall, I thought, oh yeah, I'm going to try it for that. And I will say, it's an ongoing process. I have found that things were improving, but all this lockdown stress and all of the overload of things I've taken on, I am choosing to be mindful of how much overload I take on, because my brain, I'll stand there and look at Doug trying to pull out a normal word in a sentence and go, huh, because I'm still wrestling with that, but I know it's improving. And as a mom and as a healthy human being, as Bob said, I have loved health and wellness for decades. So I really didn't know if I'd have a story, but I have a body, and we all live in this environment. And the things that have spoken to me that were so powerful were digestion, and then you've heard pain, and calm. Calm is amazing. But my biggest, most incredible testimony from me, from my mother's heart, is for my youngest child, my daughter. She's just turned 22. She has really wrestled with anxiety since about 14 or 15, incrementally getting to the point where it was so bad, she was almost non-functional in just real communication life. She could go to work and perform beautifully because it was a system, and she's really good at systems, but just interrelationally and trying to be okay, just getting ready and getting somewhere or having a conversation, it was very, very difficult to watch her spiral. And when I heard, that there was calm, I thought, okay. And she had recently started on last fall on Lexapro for anxiety, which we all were like, phew, because it seemed to be good for a while. And yet she hated the numbness of not being able to just be a human being. And there's more to that story, but I'm still waiting to see how long she goes before I bring up the rest of it. How long she goes with the success that she's having. So when I put her on Calm and saw the changes, it was like I did her custom. She was humoring me, thinking I was just ridiculous doing this Spark. And I put her on this custom and Calm. And I might have put her on, I don't think I did stress relief till later, but I have my list of things I put her on. I was a little afraid that I overloaded her, but it's like, whoa, things are going good. And she had gone off her medication because she hated the electrical spark feelings it kept giving her in her body. And I could tell, like, that day that something had happened. And we're all looking at each other like, oh, this is good. And then, you know how you just like relax after something seems to be working? Well, she came over one day and she was trying to hold it together and then kind of a mess. And I'm looking, going, oh my gosh, I said, sweetheart, can you please let your custom has run out? Can we please redo your Spark? That stupid stuff doesn't work. And just the freak out while she's over there standing on one foot to the other, trying to just be calm because she had to get home and shower and get ready for stuff. And my eyes are about this big at that point. And I said, please, just for a Mother's Day present, would you go upstairs and just record a voice scan, take my computer? And so she did, and I took her home. soon as I got her home, I came back and I was at it with her custom and with Calm and maybe stress relief. I don't remember. No, today's immunity, something. And I was supposed to pick her up an hour and a half later to bring her back to our house for dinner. Well, we have a pretty calm household. And I'm thinking, oh Lord. And I got over there and picked her up. She got in the car. It was just like, la-di-da. And not like a drugged out la-di-da, just this, my normal calm child. She came back over. She was chill. She had dinner with us. Doug's looking at me. His eyes are kind of going like, do you see it? And when she left after I took her home, he had said, do you think she's going to think it doesn't work now? And I'm like, I'm not even bringing it up. I'm just going with what we got. And she has gone through a lot this last week, and her boosts are still running. I set them for 14 days this last time again. And I do want to look, because I was so impressed with how she dealt with stuff over this weekend relationally. She's had a friend whose ex-boyfriend committed suicide in this season of hell, and some other things, and just the things that they are all walking through as, you know, early 20-year-olds in this chaotic world that we live in, and this overly communication, everybody wants your time, everybody's available to you kind of time. So from a mom's heart, my favorite, my thrill is what this is doing for my daughter. I'm grateful for what it's doing for me. I've started my son on it, who has PTSD from being in the Marines. I'm being gentle in how I add it to his boost. His wife, I tried her. She kind of freaked because she started to feel sick and she was overdosing. I'd put her on stop smoking and all kinds of other things. And she has Dr. Pepper for breakfast, right? Okay, gives you an idea of where the health things lie. So he was a little skeptical, and he hasn't listened to any of this, any testimonies, but I'm easing him onto it, and I'll do that with my other child in a little bit. So all that, thank you for listening. Thank you for just being here. Your stories inspire me. They give me fun and ideas on how to redo this, and I am grateful. And there is breakthrough. I know I'm having breakthrough. God gave me a breakthrough this morning, and I can't say it is tied into this custom and everything, but I certainly would not say that it isn't. So thank you.